Go. Go.
I keep losing umbrellas. There have been a couple episodes where I don't know what it is about me and umbrellas, but alright, so I told the story, like I called in for Miko Senpai's anniversary stream, and then her question was, tell us an embarrassing episode that happened recently. And then I was like, well, it's not really embarrassing, it's just really awkward. So what happened was, it was raining buckets. I think I was heading to somewhere, I forgot where I was heading, but it was raining really heavily all of a sudden. And then I took out my umbrella and I was waiting for the red light. And the light had just changed to red. There was no undercover nearby. So I'm standing there in my umbrella. I walk right up to the pedestrian crossing and I'm waiting, right? It just turned red. In front of me was like a woman who didn't have an umbrella. It was pouring rain and she was just standing there. You feel like a dick if you stand right next to her with an umbrella in the pouring rain. Well, what are you supposed to do in that situation? Was she wearing a coat? No, she wasn't. Like, she didn't have any form of overcover. She didn't have a hat. She didn't have a jacket. She didn't have anything. So what did I do? I just walked up to her, but it was kind of awkward because I was like, I came from behind and I just shielded her with the umbrella, but it's also, I had my headphones on. So I'm like, do I say something? If I was in that situation, I'd be very thankful if someone just provided me with at least, one red light's worth of shelter. So I just held it over us for the length of the red light. But then what was awkward was when it turned to green and we both started walking and we had to go in opposite directions. And then I had my headphones on, so I couldn't really hear what she said. But she was like, I could tell that she was like thanking me. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I ran because I was late. It's really awkward. That was incident 1. Incident 2 is even more embarrassing. It was also pouring rain. So I was walking to the station when I saw a child. It was a young child. I think they couldn't have been more than 7 years old. I think they were coming home from school. Or their hands were full, the backpack, soccer ball in hand, bags on bags on bags, and the bag was falling off their shoulders because they were small. Where are their parents? You'd be surprised. A lot of kids very young take the train. They go home by themselves in Japan because it's really safe. It was pouring rain, right? And they were drenched. The kid went undercover for a second and I was like, oh, maybe that's where they're meeting their parents or whatever. I was walking behind. You know when someone is just really done with the situation? Imagine you've been you're carrying 20 million things and you're getting soaked by pouring rain. You have that facial expression of kill me now, right? So I saw that look on their face and I was like, okay, they're not home yet. They have to keep walking home. The kid was about to walk back out into the rain. So I gave them my umbrella. I kind of walked up and I was like, oh, are you okay? I didn't really wait for a response because I was immediately then pounded by the rain. But it's fine because the station was really close by. I was gonna run and then I could just be undercover and it's fine. What I said was, are you okay? I gave this kid an umbrella when he was already carrying 20 million things! I don't know if it was a good thing! From their perspective, couldn't it be who is this freaking lady? I'm already carrying 20 million things! Now you want me to carry an umbrella? What? Anyway, but I didn't even wait for a response because then I had to run because I was getting absolutely pounded by the rain. So I said, are you okay? Here, take this. I should have said be careful. I literally just said, are you okay? Take this, and I ran off. It's so awkward. I think the kid said thank you. I think he was very confused. I would have been very confused too. Mysterious umbrella lady. I keep imagining it's this kid arrives home, drenched in just rain, 20 million bags, and then their parents are just where did you get an umbrella from? I'm the umbrella fairy. Free umbrella. I don't really feel too awkward about that one. I just feel awkward about myself. I could have said something more. I should have said be careful, not just give a random kid an umbrella, say here, take this and run. I don't feel too bad because it's a child. I feel like if anyone saw a child in the rain by themselves, I would hope they'd do the same thing. Now the woman, the first episode is a little bit embarrassing. Just really awkward. Anyway, that's my umbrella episodes. Stay tuned for more. And then after I got on, I got to the station, I was very, very wet. And then I had to go buy another umbrella. You plan to do more? Yeah! Who needs an umbrella? I got you! Let us know when you lose that one. Will do.